Today I'm here to do Tamar and Vince season 2 premiere episode 1. It's basically surrounding her album Love and War. Make sure you go cop it. I copped mine. So yeah, make sure you get that. It's a good album. So yeah, it's basically the first episode is surrounding her getting back out there, her promoting her album. And this first episode was her still trying to hide her pregnancy because she wasn't ready to let the world know that she was pregnant. Because, she was basically telling everybody in season 1 she wasn't having no kids because she was ready to get her album out. But, Lord works in mysterious ways. And she has a pretty, pretty little boy. So, let's get into it. It starts off with LaShawn coming over, and they're all sitting around, and they want to talk about. LaShawn start, telling them that they both was growing as a couple, and they were the whole pregnancy. They just looked at happy. Well, every time we saw them, they looked happy. So, well, Vince do. Vince was just smiling from ear to ear. You could tell he was happy that he was about to be a dad. Then they wanted to talk about going on the road. This is LaShawn's first time going on the road with period. So he's excited. Tamar, he asked who's all going. Tamar was telling him how it's gonna be her, Vince, him, and Terrell. LaShawn felt some kind of way because they have a real good Tamar and not Tamar LaShawn. Tamar and Terrell has a really good time. He's like her good girlfriend. That's what Terrell is to her. So they want Tamar to be focused on work and not always having a kiki time. But I think Terrell is good for Tamar. I really do. They just seem like they have a real good ass relationship. But anyway, she's nervous because she still want to hide her belly. She's not ready to share the world her belly or whatever. So, and then they talk about what was the next single gonna be. She wanted Hot Sugar to be her second single because y'all remember she wanted a Ratchet song, and she had performed it on her last on the season finale for season 1. So a lot of people thought that Hot Sugar was gonna be the single, but Vince wants the one to be the single, which I personally think that was a smart ass move for the one to be a single. Especially after Love and War, you want somebody to know you the one. That's why I went in that Love and War battle with you because you're the one. So I get what Vince was saying. Not know you want my Hot Sugar. No. That's after you tell everybody he the one. Yeah, Hot Sugar should have been the third one, but we see that wasn't the third one either. So then they bring out. The chef brings out some blue cupcakes or whatever, and it was Vince was trying to tell LaShawn that they were having a boy. Tamar wanted a girl, but hey, you get what God give you. Tamar, and then at the next thing was Tamar coming to talk to Vince. He was sitting on the couch, and she immediately started asking him what was on his lips, and Vince is just like, damn, don't you see the cameras right there? But she was making a joke about something about giving some head or whatever. So he was basically after that was telling her that he wants her to be good on the tour bus. And she was like, okay, if you're going to be the nice Vince, then cool. Then he was like, well, you going to be nice. You know how they do. They go back and forth. So they both said they're going to be cool. Vince says he was getting ready to go to the studio. Tamar was like, I want to go. But she wanted Vince to ask her. And I'm sitting there like, Tamar is such a spoiled brat. I love you though, but I ain't mad at you because Vince treats her that way. Vince lets her be the spoiled brat, so that's what she act like. Then they go to New York, and so she can have lunch with her dad. So it was her dad, Vince, and LaShawn, and they having a little nice lunch at first. To me, they were having a nice lunch at first. And then, all of a sudden, they was doing this Velcro dance. This is why they together. Because they both goofy as shit. And you can tell Vince be all on that little serious side. Because he don't want the camera seeing his little goofy side. But you can tell that they have that relationship where they play a lot together. Vince want to be seen as this businessman. But it's cool to show that you and your girl have this relationship. That's why you the one for her. So then they tell the dad that they wanted him to come and move in to help with the baby, and they like, you can have one side of the house, mom can have the other side. He is like, hell to the no, especially with the mama. And then it gave me the vibe that he don't too much care for Vince. I don't know what that, I guess it's because that's his baby girl or whatever, and now she, is with her husband, so he wants to still have this role as just the man in her life, but it's not that way anymore, and they've been married for a couple of years now, so daddy, get over that shit. But he was telling them that he's retired, he ain't got time to be taking care of no kids, he did his damn job. But Tamar's the baby, so she wants them to be able to come and babysit. I think Tamar is the type of person where she wants the grandparents to come and babysit when her baby is a newborn, because she is going to be on the road, she's going to be working, and she wants somebody that she can trust. Is it going to be the granddaddy? I highly doubt it. I really just don't see him as the one that's being at the house changing diapers. Now, Mama Evelyn, yeah. And them two in the same house, can't see it. But he was just giving these little confessionals about Vince, and that I was not here for, because he would just seem like he didn't like him. He wanted Vince to ask him for his permission, and to ask him for help and say he needed him. And I was just like, I'm getting rubbed the wrong way with the daddy. I just really, Anyway, off of him, whatever. Tamar arrived at Epic Studio company or whatever, and they're telling her like the direction they want the video to go in, the album to go in, the singles and all that kind of stuff, and her performing and stuff like that. Just typical business stuff. Tamar is just telling them that she's ready to work. I like how Vince was interacting, you can see that Vince was being the manager for Tamar. He wasn't like the manager for Mary, but because I can't stand that manager. That manager rubbed me the wrong way. But you can tell he was working for his artist, and he was, doing the best for his artist. And like he told Tamar, you got to be ready to work, because this is what you wanted. They go to Power 92. It's in Chicago. They go to that radio station for Tamar to do an interview. She's going to do a radio event later on at that night or whatever. So yeah, they had a really nice time. She wasn't acting like a diva. She was just really promoting herself, promoting her album. She was telling women how the album was, and she was saying how, because she was married and she's happy. So, and that's what this album is about. So make sure you go get it, Love and War. Make sure you go get it, because it is a love album. Then she go to sound check. She was so irritated by this damn Glenn engineer dude that seemed like he didn't know what he was doing. He was spitting in the microphone. She was getting mad because every time she was sing, she wasn't getting the proper feedback from the speakers or whatever. So she was getting irritated. And I feel like when artists come into your establishment, you make sure that shit is right before they even get there. So, because that makes your venue looks bad. But, well, hey, whatever. So then she goes to lunch with Sparkle. Sparkle's the artist that used to be with R. Kelly. She comes with her boyfriend Dwayne, and it's LaShawn. April should have came. I'm sorry. April should have came. I don't know what April do, but April should have came, because LaShawn looking like this third damn wheel all the time. Even when Terrell is there, but LaShawn just be seeming like the third wheel to just get on everybody's nerves. I don't know. But anyway, they all sitting at lunch. Tamar is basically telling them how nervous she is. They going on the tour bus. She's still trying to hide her little pregnancy, whatever. They reminiscing about how her and Vince got together, being on tour with Tony. It was, cool little conversation, lunch, little whatever. Tamar was telling them how she was nervous, because this is going to be really her first time performing without backup dancers and everything. How she's trying to hide herself. So then comes the Chicago show. That's the show that Ashley Miller, 1987. Hey, Ashley. But she was at that event, because I remember her posting the video when Tamar performed or whatever. So yeah, Tamar was there. She was kind of nervous. She was telling Terrell she was nervous. Her and Sparkle kind of went back and forth, because Sparkle was telling her she was overthinking things. But that's how artists is. The day of the show, they are nervous. They want everything right. So for Sparkle to keep badgering her, telling her she was overthinking things, and then you got Vince coming in the room telling her to put her shoes on. She was getting frustrated, and she had every right to be frustrated. I'm just saying. She had a really nice show. She did good. She wore a Terrell jacket to hide her stomach, but she did good, and I seen the video before, so I really thought she did a good thing because that made me want the song. They get back on the tour, to the tour bus. Excuse me. LaShawn goes on first. LaShawn is so amazed by the damn tour bus. He moved Vince and them stuff from one bed to the next bed. You don't move nobody else's shit. That's how problems get started. But anyway, Vince called him out on it. Then they LaShawn kept making smart ass comments to Terrell. That shit was getting on my nerves. He seemed like he don't. He give me the little vibe that he don't like gays or something, and that's the vibe I was getting because they were talking when Tamar came out in her onesie or whatever. Him and Terrell started going back and forth because he said that he has a onesie. Then he was like, "Oh, well, you can't fit into a onesie." Then he was telling, that's what Terrell was telling LaShawn. LaShawn was like, "Well, you got a Lady Gaga spandex onesie," and he was just giving me this shade that he just wasn't here for Terrell. I don't know what the hell Terrell did to this boy to get his panties in a bunch, but he gets on. He was rubbing. LaShawn was just rubbing me the wrong way. Vince told him that they was gonna tell him when he was getting on their nerves. They were just gonna let him know because the bus is too small for all that bullshit. And it seemed like LaShawn is gonna give us the bullshit on this tour bus for real. And usually you get over the overacting with Tamar, but this episode I got it from LaShawn. Anyway, Vince tells Tamar, like, you can't be scared. This is what you wanted. You want to be successful. You really good. You need to believe in yourself and all this kind of stuff. Tamar was telling him, like, when I was in school, I didn't have any friends. And to see people come and see me perform, then, I feel like I'm a cool kid and my friends are cool kids. And, it makes her feel like she has friends. And I'm all here for that because, I don't know, people probably thought Tamar was stuck up because who her sister was and probably just didn't give her a chance. I don't think Tamar was always this over-the-top Tamar that she is now. I don't think she was that person in school. I think she just got a bad flack from who her sister was, and then her being in a group, people probably was just hating on her. I really do think that. Now that she grown and she over the top, then she rub people the wrong way. I get her. I don't know. I just get Tamar. Then after that, they get to Florida. They go to the beach. Her and Vince is walking on the beach. They just having a really nice time. They're having a real nice conversation about her being a mom. She's being real scared that she's going to be a mom now. I like how she keep calling Vince her Teddy Ruxpin. That kills me because every time I see him, I do picture Teddy Ruxpin too. Every time she say it, I be like, yeah, he do. But I was laughing when she asked Vince, do it hurts to wipe the baby balls eye roll? Because she was like, I know how to, it feels to rub some of the JJ. I ain't been rubbing. I don't rub balls every day, but at least not that kind of way. And I was like, this girl is a fool. But she just has any kind of question that a typical first-time mom would have. She'd have the nerves of a typical first-time mom, a first-time artist. So this episode wasn't drama. It wasn't bad. It was okay because we seeing a different side of Tamar. And we see a different side of Vince. And I like this side of them and not always the overtop have to be Tamar. I like this because we see their relationship. We see her working. We see her trying to be, we see her coming into being a first-time mom and her being nervous and not just acting like she just got it all together and all in control. So I like this episode. So anyway, this is my review for Tamar and Vince Season 2 premiere, Episode 1. Make sure you rate, comment, subscribe, share the videos. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Keek. I do everything by The Ghetto View, THA, not THE, except my Instagram is Miss Nika, MIZZNEKA69. Talk to me and I'll talk back. Alright, peace.